Alright, here's a video review for Hero Hobby QT01. QA-01. Hero Hobby QA-01 Tiny Magnus. And you can see it's exactly as its name implies. It is a tiny Magnus in his truck mode. He does have a little bit of pivot here on the cab, although not much due to the thing that is with this cab extended all the way. The wheels do roll. I don't know how well you can see it there, but all the wheels do roll here, despite despite the fact that some of them are on flat panels for transformation. But he's just a cute little truck. Not really any room to carry anybody, except maybe you could probably fit a couple Titan Masters in there if you wanted to. But yeah, just a little super deformed Magnus truck. He's got the missile launchers. And the missile launchers, supposedly, there's a little switch here that allegedly friction fires the missiles, and maybe if you do it fast enough, it's more impressive. But I haven't really gotten those to work anything amazingly. Technically they do friction fire, but you'd have to really slap this button. And it's not a very large button, hard enough to get those to pop out. They do come out, but it's not super impressive. And really, I don't really feel the need to launch them, but just if that's your whole selling point on the figure, maybe give it a pass. But anyway, so yeah, there he is. There's some die cast in it, very heavy. You can see his head hiding here in the cab. When we flip it up, and we'll show you how to transform it here in just a second. But yeah, just a little, got the red bumper and everything. Little Magnus here. So we'll go ahead and pop these out. This missile doesn't like to stay in very well. There we go. So I'll just set those off to the side. And then to transform them, we'll start here on the back. We'll go ahead and unpeg the legs here from the side. They peg in here, onto here, and then down here. There's little gray tabs go into here as well. If we go ahead and rotate. The whole arm panels rotate around. This red panel rotates to transform, and then the arms come down and around like this on the ball joint up here. For the legs, you want to go ahead and pull these out to the side. Go ahead and flip this piece up. And then the legs, one tab's already come down. They're just tabbed in here on the side like this. So you just untab them inside like this and bring them down like that. Same on this side. This one already came undone while we were messing around with the other side. But yeah, you just untab these little panels and bring them down. The gray part here extends on the white part. That's going to be the lower part of the leg. You flip the foot up like that. Bring the legs down here at the hip. And then this panel rotates down like this. This whole assembly with the wheels folds up. And then this panel closes. And you can see there's a square tab here that's going to tab into the leg, as well as a little gray tab up here that's going to tab into the slot. So you fold this up onto the leg like that and snap it into place. And the same over here on this leg. Take the whole thing up, tab it in. This one doesn't want to tab in as tightly, but that's just the thing. Make sure it's extended all the way here, because that gives him his knees. And there's the lower body done. This piece, you want to actually leave this forward for the time being. Rotate this piece up, and then the cab, the little smokestacks here, there's little tabs here, but you just kind of push the smokestacks down into this little white piece here. And the cab rotates a lot like the leader class Magnus. This cab piece rotates, and then up here you want to open these little tabs on either side of the cab, at which point the entire cab now slides forward and extends forward like that on these rails, which allows you now to fold the compacted head up and through there. And then you can close this back up. You want to kind of, before you close it back up, you want to fold these down a little bit, because these also lock in this mode. You fold these down, and the little tabs lock into place there under the head. Like that, and then just push them down, and there's little tabs that will lock it into place. And then you take these tabs with the wheels, unpeg from the inside here, and fold up in. The bumper piece untabs from the upper body, folds down, rotates under, and pegs in right there underneath the windows like that. And then you can bring this whole assembly down into the body. You slide, you see the little sliding bit there, slide this all the way down on the back, which allows this, and you'll see the angle of this bumper piece fits right into this red plastic here. Like that. And then this piece right here, you can see matches the angle of the front of the cab, and it comes in there and locks all that together. So now we're mostly done. The arms, you push up through here, and then the forearm guard you push up to expose his hands. Same over here, push it up, and then his head, you pull these, doesn't matter which order you lift the antenna up like this, and you kind of pull the little holders out to the side. Just a little bit, it's not much. They don't extend out to the side very much, but they do extend out to the side a little bit. Lift up this middle crest like that to show his face. And then you put the missile launchers onto his shoulders. And there he is in robot mode. And again, he's a little super deformed Ultra Magnus. His head's on a ball joint so you can look around. Ball joint shoulders, you can see they're like on a ball joint right there, as well as a hinge up here. There's a little cap piece that attaches to a hinge into the actual shoulder piece. So a decent range of movement there. There's that missile that likes to like pop out. We just have a bicep swivel, hinge elbow, dual hinge elbows. There's a hinge on this part as well as a hinge up here. It doesn't, because of the armor, it doesn't allow for a whole lot of posability, but it does give you a decent range of motion there. The wrists are on swivels, and the fingers are all one piece that opens up on the hands. It does have a waist swivel. The ratcheting hips, and you can't hear them ratchet out to the side, but you definitely feel the detents as you move them out. So ratcheting hips, kind of a thigh swivel. Again, the sculpting on the leg limits it a little bit, but he does have a thigh swivel. He does have knees, single hinge knees, and there's also an ankle tilt. And that's the basics of robot mode. Now he does have some neat features. One, if you open up this chest and open up the windows here and then lift this up, there is in fact a matrix there in his chest, and you can see if I can get my fingernail underneath there enough to get it, but the matrix does come out. If I can, come on. Oh, you know what, let me get my screwdriver. I got it out last night, thought I could do it again today, but alas, no. But yeah, there's a little, and now of course it pops right out, but got a little matrix with a translucent jewel there, transparent blue jewel. Close all that back up. There we go. He has a gun. It looks kind of like a Tommy gun rifle type of thing. It's got the round barrel back here with this, which obviously, as you can see, you can extend this out, bring it down, and extend this piece down. And you can hold it as a hammer. You can put it through his hand there. You slide this back up the post there. So you can have him hold it as a hammer. Having some difficulty doing this, but this is actually supposed to extend all the way down here. There we go, like that. That gives you the clearance to push this in without conflicting with the armor guard here. There we go. And close his fingers around it. And he's got a hammer weapon. And when you're using it as a gun, it's just a matter of using this peg back here for him to hold it. So you just collapse everything back up. And then he can just hold it in his hand by this peg. Just stand still for a second, would you? And one of the neatest features of him is that he has a face swap tech feature. Which is really pretty cool. and it's hidden in his helmet. And to swap his face, like Grimlock had the different eyes, the Tiny Rex, that was part of their first release here. But you lift his helmet up, and you can see there's an angry face hiding inside there. So you lift the helmet up, you fold this face flat, get up in here, flip this face up into the helmet, and then close it back up. And he's still attached to the ball joint. And now he's got an angry face. So yeah, pretty clever face swap that doesn't affect anything else. You don't have any extra parts to worry about. It's just all built into his giant helmet. And just real quick, he is bigger than Tiny Rex. Tiny Rex feels a little heavier. I think Tiny Rex may have a little bit more die cast in the chest piece to make him a little heavier, because he doesn't have the hollow chest that the head fits in. Although he does have the hollow head, but he does, just comparatively by weight, maybe they're about the same. Tiny Rex does feel slightly heavier, but they're both pretty hefty die class figures, although you can see that Magnus is larger than the first figure in the line. But yeah, it's a fun little toy. It's a neat little Magnus. I love the face transformation gimmick. I do kind of dig the transforming rifle, although the rifle does look a little less like a rifle, but yeah, I like the Matrix. It's a pretty fun little transformation. So yeah, there it is. Hero Hobby QA-01 Tiny Magnus.